Hello fellow academics and welcome back to Beavtorio. We're again in the middle of a drought and are just trying to wrap up our water pipe. So there are a couple of aspects. I'm gonna fast forward. No, well, not fast forward. Speed all of this a little bit up. There are a couple of things that we really need to tackle. One is, well, ultimately just getting our smelter up and running so we can actually unlock sluices and our platforms that will allow us to bridge over this side and, you know, get things done. Besides that, our beavers should kind of happily build all of the levies and all of the stuff on the outside. So hopefully that will be done soon as well. And overall, while I would love to have this kind of closed off, I think what we really need to do is actually remove this one and replace that with either a sluice or a floodgate. So in order to allow us to have water flow in if we ever desire to do so. All right, so our beavers are currently focused on this area right here, which means we kind of just need to prioritize the smelter part over this way. I mean, we kind of need to prioritize everything as per usual, but yeah, I think it makes sense to have this be done first. Other than that, I think our water pipe is looking pretty awesome. And this will just be filled up again with the with the overhang and the two sluices, one here and one there. And then we just need to connect all of the rest up. Let's see how far we can go. All right. It is nighttime though, so sleepy time, I guess. Gears, we need still 20. We have, well, we need 15. We have 12 still in storage. So we're almost ready with the gears. And then we can finally pause our gear workshop, which will be awesome because then we don't need to think about it anymore. And I do appreciate a good not thinking about stuff. I mean, who doesn't? In addition, we probably want to think also a little bit ahead. I think in the long term, we're going to use this gap here for some water wheels and then run our power supply up there to our wood workshop. Meaning that this water wheel, hamster wheel, beaver wheel, will ultimately disappear. So let's go ahead and place down a staircase over here as well. Because once they are finished with building these, they can focus on building the staircase. We can then chop down some more trees, because we're also running a little bit low in terms of logs. And then we'll just take it from there. All right, besides that, you are actually built and completely useless, so I'm gonna pause you. I also wanna stop both of you guys in the long run. Well, sooner rather than later, I would say. But no particular rush right now. Let's see, didn't we actually put down a storage thing for scrap metal? Scrap metal is over here. So let's put this on highest priority and let's put all of these on one priority lower. So that it at least makes sense to have our scrap metaler, you know, keep producing and not just sitting around. Although I are using the scrap metal for this one already. So, yeah, either way. 3 more gears. Or 3 gears left. We do have exactly 3 gears. So I can actually pause you, which should allow us to still completely build this and then get our metal production on the go. With our metal production in, we can also stop some or not build some of these levies. This one we need to build anyways. So, but this part here, we can at least completely wrap up. Here, on the other hand, we do need a levee, so let me actually place this right in, because it's also blocking off the front part of this water pipe. Alright. It is nighttime again, and we're still low on beavers. I think it's also time for us to to have some more beavers. So the way we're gonna create more space for our houses, well, beaver houses, I guess, is to, well, we could actually put a mini lodge in here. But then we still won't be able to get up. Right, anyways, staircase, because there's no way for us to get up on this side. So we can put actually just a staircase up here. Put then 2 single platforms here. And now let's have a quick look at our housing. Triple lodge, 250 science. We have 430. I think getting the beavers in, that platform is completely useless. Getting more beavers in will be much more important than any of the other things that we're trying to do right now. So I'm gonna high prioritize building this lodge as we're heading into another drought. Water is still flowing out here, topping all of this off. So again, overall not too worried. It won't be too long though until we hit our first bad tide. But very easy, once we block this off, we're good. All right, so what next? What next? You have all the stuff in there. Can somebody please just hammer it into existence? Well, at least they're very close to being done with this lodge. And that, oh, I guess we do actually have 4 spaces for our beavers. Okay, lodge is done. Entrance is over there as well, which is great. I just realized though, we can't really get over here in this corner. Oh well, we'll figure that out when it comes to it. All right, unconnected building because there's no pathway over here. That is easy to fix. But we also have no power, so I'm definitely gonna pause this guy until they've at least built the power wheel. With logs, scrap metals, we have both that, and then once the power is in, we do have enough to actually build our little blocks. Power wheel is done. Beaver is heading in there. Maybe not. Oh well. Alright, so if we want to keep building this, we did talk about the impermeable floor. We can actually unlock this already. So let's go ahead and unlock it and place that on top. And then just fill up the rest with our triple platforms. Can't quite reach there, but close, which is good. So we need a single platform over here and then a double platform in the back there. All right, and then the whole thing with the path system, there we go. Let's have another look. The middle is just normal priority, the outside is lower priority. Overall, I want to say not too bad, but I also think it is time to make sure we have some water storage. I'm hoping we never need it, but you never know, you never know. One beaver is injured, sorry to hear, mate. But that's just what it is, I guess. Should also high prioritize them picking up this stuff. Food production over here is going well. There's still a little bit of log production in the back here. We have one beaver over here chopping stuff down. Now this should be a tree. There we go. And in the long run, I think we want to have 3 beavers over this direction. So let's go ahead and leave this open for another woodcutter. And then we're going to remove one more for our teeth grinding wheel. Well, but that's what they need. Then that's what they get. All right, we are completely out of construction workers. So let me actually pause 2 of our... Actually, we do have a ton of planks. So let me go ahead, instead of the scientists, we're gonna pause 1 plank production facility. We're in a drought and this is still flowing out. Very interesting. Anyways, with this I think we are kind of good to go. Or good to focus on this part right here, although I did set them to build our water tanks first. Which I stand by, still makes the most sense. All right. What else? What else? They're chopping away over here, which is awesome. There are a couple more trees that we can actually fill in. So let's do that. Let's see how far you can reach. You can actually get all the way down here. So let me fill up this side as well. And then just these 2 corners. And make sure, yep, this one is marked to be chopped down. But you can't reach. You can reach though. All right. Anyways, this area basically then done. And we do have 3 builders now. Why I'm saying 3 is we have 5 open positions. This is 1 complete builder hut and then 1 section in our district center. District 2. I guess fair enough. This used to be District 1. So what happened to you? You dried out. Interesting. Anyways, overall, things are progressing relatively smoothly, I want to say. We're almost ready to unlock the sluices. Yeah, and I don't think we're going to add a sluice here. Instead, we're going to go ahead and put down a single floodgate over this direction. This way we can decide if we want to open it or not, should we ever desire to do so. And there is the situation where this will become of interest, especially after the first bad tide, when all of this is contaminated or half contaminated. We'll still need to top up the liquid supply over in this direction. But, you know, one thing at a time. They also are now almost done with all the water supply. Beavers are all hungry and thirsty. I guess they have quite a long way to go reach this part. No power? Why do you not have power? Oh, and then we should also high prioritize the next small stockpile. I mean, it's only 2 logs, so that should be done real fast. And we're also increasing our log supply as we speak. So things are going okay, I want to say. All right, what else can we consider doing? So we've built another triple lodge. It's actually almost completely full. Still lacking 4 beavers. And we definitely need to keep an eye. Oh, one thing that we can already do is destroy you and make a shortcut over this way. As we currently have our water pumpers here, and they have quite a long way to go to reach that part right there. Right. it might be worthwhile investing in a potential hauler post. Not that we have the beaver power for it right now, but I think soon we will. And then it would be just nice to have that done. 2 beavers are injured. From this one guy, you do a little bit of work and you already injured 2 beavers? Anyways, stuff like that happens. We do have enough wood to actually place a levee here. So let's put the levee in right there. And then have our path, instead of having this corner right here, just snake around there, which will then help us to build a hauler's post in this corner right there, as we can then remove this one. All right. In addition, I think what would be quite nice to have is, I should have planned this out ahead of time, some decorations. Because we can actually have a tree here and technically a lamppost here. Instead, we're just gonna place a tree over there or there. Let's do it here. And a lantern just in front of it as well. So our beavers will get a little bit of happiness from both of these, which will hopefully make them live a little bit longer. So looking forward to that. Because, yeah, beavers' longevity, always a good thing. All right. I have now enough adults to only have 2 open vacancies, which means we currently have 6 builders, which should speed that entire process up pretty fast. In the meantime, like I said, hauling post goes in. 20 logs, 10 planks. Gonna set that to the maximum number of workers and the very lowest priority. These 2 are actually okay overall in terms of priority. So that is in, but there's no particular rush in trying to finish this. That shortcut definitely helps with our beavers bringing water over this way, and one of our water tanks has started to fill up a little bit. Not massively, but a little bit. But it also makes me realize we don't have enough water pumpers as it is. So what we are going to do is we're going to place a water pumper somewhere over on this side. And I'm thinking right here would be actually a great spot. We still need to get over here, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So one staircase here, one right there, and one there. And that's all we really needed. And of course, as usual, highest priority to all of these, which should give us enough water to supply our growing population. 35 beavers, there might be a 36 at some point, which means 2 of our water pumpers are not enough. And because of the way things work over here, they can't reach. Of course they can't, why would they? Anyways, in the long run, we're gonna put in the large water pump over this way, which will help us solve that problem. 1 unemployed beaver, or look at that. Highest priority, please. I guess it doesn't really matter. You don't need to finish building that before you finish that, but everything has all the materials, so it won't actually take too long to add this all in. All right, 4 days left. They're still okay in terms of water supply. So with that, we are good. And what I'm gonna do now with the rest of this, I'm gonna set this to the normal priority again. So they can just wrap it all up as they go through. Maybe a slightly higher priority on these. There we go. Right. In the meantime, we have gathered enough science for our sluices. So we're going to place one here, open in this direction. Yep. And we're going to place one here, open in that direction. And this one should open. Actually, it should close above a contamination of 3%. And this one should open, close below a contamination of 5%. The contamination is 5%. Actually, it should probably be that. So they open and close at the same percentage. All right. So that part is in already. And the next thing that we need to place is this 350 science. So not too much to go before we can add this in here. So another 250 science. They have put in the water pumper right here, which means we should finally be storing a little bit of water over this way. Now, I don't love having this guy here because he is technically pumping out water from the area that supplies our beavers food with water. So that's a bit of a dangerous gamble. But I think we have no other choice at the moment. Okay. Let's see, how are things moving along over here? Not bad, not bad. We have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there were only 1 for the impermeable floor. Yep. So 8 metal blocks. Then we need another 10 metal blocks. So 18. And then we need another 4, 22 metal blocks. We have 11. Yeah. But I guess that's all right. Okay. I need more beavers to grow up, ultimately. Gotta get more supply in. Yep, I call it beaver supply. Alright, the next thing, I need to start building this a little bit differently. This double floodgate could have just gone in here, which would have allowed me to place the sluice right in front of it. But yeah, that's alright. And allowed me to build the path on top. Yeah, like I said, it's alright. Alright, they're making good progress, I want to say. Over here. Okay, let's try to estimate. 10, 20. Okay, the doubles are 8. The singles are 6. And the triples are 10. So we have 4, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15. So we have 17, 18, 19. 19 times 10, so 190 planks just for that. Yeah, we really need to start this second gear workshop again. Not gear workshop, second lumber mill. Because that will be essential in keeping our beavers supplied with enough planks to finish that construction over here. Log supply is going down a little bit, but not too much, I want to say. So that's kind of good. We can already actually put in paths over this way just to get this done. And I think... that's actually not a good spot. In order to keep chopping things down, we need to go down this direction. So we would need to build the staircase here. Alright, so let's actually plan for that, just in case we need it in the future. But I think it might be worthwhile putting another lumberjack over here already. Placing it down at least. Good reach, good reach. How are you doing back here? You're getting there. where you kind of chop down everything you can. Still a little bit to go. I'm gonna plan a path out so we can always send you a little bit further back. Scrap metal production is going okay. And unfortunately, I've already forgotten how many metal plates we need. Metal blocks. We need 8 here, plus 10, plus another 4 is 22. Alright, we're almost at the point where we can pause this guy, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Oh, I also forgot, because we have unlocked the sluice, we can add the next part to our construction over this way. And then we would need one more over here to do kind of the same. Which makes me wonder if we get 4 more. One thing that we could do is we could build only every other one of these. Keep the metal production going. So if we are to destroy this, go in here. Oh, we could unlock this one. That would save us quite a bit of material, while costing us more metal. But it might be worthwhile to bridge over this way a bit quicker. So 10 planks, 10 logs, 4 metal blocks. Definitely worthwhile unlocking this once we can. Yeah, I'm building this actually pretty quick. I don't know if we get the science in time. Oh, look at that. We're also building all of this around here. Very cool. Things are moving along pretty all right. Oh no, I need to unlock this anyways. We could potentially get enough science though. I mean, if I need to unlock this anyways, let's unlock this here. And then we'll see how far we're gonna get. Oh, and now that I've unlocked this, I can place this down here. Easy peasy. And then we're gonna go into our impermeable floors and add them on top of here, which turned our 22 metal block requirements into 4 more here, and then 2 more here, so we're at 28 in total. Might be okay. Yeah, it might be okay. Right, definitely not building this anymore. The question is just, are we gonna wait until we have... We're not gonna wait until we have enough science to unlock the triple one. So we're gonna put at least another one right here. Continue that connection. And then we're gonna see if what we're gonna do over with this platform. So I'm gonna remove the top one, just so we are ready. All right. All right. So made a good progress over here. We're still a bit short on beaver workers. Only have 2 baby beavers left. Still need 11 of them. Where did everyone go for working? I guess I did unpause these guys. How are you coming along? I guess slowly but steady. As it seems to be the standard case. And the bad tide has been announced, which I think means I'm gonna end the episode right now. Alright, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.